when I allowed myself to soften and just feel into the emotions behind these walls, just something really beautiful and difficult happened. I didn't realize that, the oneness that I was seeking was really just a product of removing the walls of separation that I had built inside of me. And when I allowed myself to just feel into it for a while and really not distract myself, choose to not be distracted, which was really difficult. I found that at the end of that there was just this overwhelming peace that I haven't felt I honestly can't remember the last time I felt a wave of love and peace quite like that, because I think I gave myself the opportunity to not just rely on external whatever it is to do that work for me. It was me who had to remove those walls, and it's not the most fun thing to feel into your emotions like that, to feel into that discomfort and then sit with it. It's amazing for how long I just didn't want to do that, but having the opportunity to do that now and just come out just feeling like I just have so much courage now to feel things. It's like for so long I didn't feel things. Did everything I could to mask it with I'm a bike racer too, so I'm pretty good at applying physical effort to mask emotions. And so not, yeah.
Not feeling.
Huh?
Not feeling.
Yeah, not feeling. But now I've felt into my body in new ways. All the pains that I've had in my back and my arms, I've been able to love those parts of myself in a way that's not like I need to fix those parts of myself, or this part of me is something I dislike. It's something I can just sit with and say, hey, I love every part of me for what it is. And that's not really something I've ever given myself the opportunity to do until now. And even internally, those are more walls that I had built. Like, oh, this part of me I don't like, so we're going to put that part in the closet. And yeah, just putting love into all those different parts of myself and also my physical body, I just feel like so much more of a complete person. And it's still a journey, of course, but I feel like it's like, oh, I can turn a new page now. And I didn't realize that I didn't realize that I was waiting on myself to meet myself halfway, I guess. In a world that wants to tell you so many external ways of doing things and these fixes and we'll take care of you and this and that if you just do this or you just do that. You put on these layers of illusion and judgment, and when you can, and all those different layers affect yourself and your emotions and your body in all these ways. And when you allow yourself to just sit with that and not come in and try to push it all away, to say like, I'm in here to separate that which I don't need and that which I do, but to just open your arms and say, everybody just come on in. All of it, just come on in. I'm going to feel into myself, whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable. We're going to include it all. And whatever comes in, I'm just going to embrace it. And I think just giving myself the opportunity to do that is what enabled a bit more transformation to take place for me, I think. Yeah. A lot of facing of fears. And I found some new fears too, and so I got to play with those too. So that was fun. New kind of fun I've learned. I think I would do it again. It'd probably be a while. I feel like right now I know everything I need to know, and I have everything I need. And that's maybe something before I came in, it was like, oh, I'll be better in some way if I know this thing or know that thing, or and not having this like, oh, I'll stand up straight once I know this other thing, or once I've done this other, whatever it is. And that's something actually I talked about with Adrian. I was looking out there at that rock, and I said, look how stable that rock is. I want to be like that rock. And I think it was a matter of just standing up and saying, I know everything I need to know all the time, and I have everything I need all the time. There doesn't need to be this constant reaching for something more, be it a dream, be it an illusion, be it the next thing I want to do in the day to distract myself. Just that being in one moment, I have everything I need, and that's what I feel like right now.
How was that session with Adrian? How did that inform your time in there?
I think I probably would have. It's interesting to say that it's thinking about this. It's possible that I could have ended up staying in longer had I not talked to her, because I would have found more ways to distract myself from feeling into myself. I got to that point. She helped bring down my walls and helped me to feel into myself before even going to the dark in ways that, as soon as I was in there, it was like, I feel so much right now because we just had this session, and I'm just going to start feeling into it to the most that I can right now. And it's going to not be fun. I shouldn't say not be fun. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. And yeah, her just helping me to feel into those parts of my body that I was hurt. I mean, one thing I talked about with her was last 6 weeks have been really tough on me because of tree allergies, which have had me hugging a towel and Kleenex every day for 6 weeks, and then also tooth infections, which were very, very painful, ulcers. And I think a lot of that was from, I tend to have physical mappings to whatever's going on in my life, from a lot of emotions stored up around communication, maybe some dishonesty, maybe lack of communication, a lot of lack of expressing my true self, and that just formed into all this discomfort. And yeah, even like a couple days ago, I had again more ulcers in my mouth, but now they're gone. So it's like there's physical things that happen when you bring balance to your emotions like that. And yeah, Adrian helped me to do that in new ways. It's amazing how simple it seems like to feel is, but in a world that doesn't want you to feel, it can take, it can take a little push to get to do it sometime. But Adrian has as gentle of and loving of a push as I could ask for. So for the first day dealing with all that, my heart was just not slowing down, and I was, every once in a while I'd be a little worried because I'd just be like, even actually the first night, I could have thought there was an earthquake. That's how much I felt like the whole ground was just shattering under me. Like I literally felt my body rocking, like hard. And I thought there was a thunderstorm going on. Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. I don't know. But it was very aggressive. It was quite aggressive. And yeah, that was just the first night. And then going all through the next day, that heart just feeling into all that discomfort and just being with it. And eventually just allowing myself to receive, or to all those parts of me that I'd chosen to kind of just cut off. Allowing myself to say, I'm willing to just receive love into all those parts of me that I previously wanted to be separate from me. And be like, oh, I'm done with that now. Now we turn a new page. But to say, everybody come on in. Let's just be here and receive love into all these parts. And pretty much when I did that, it's like, it wasn't immediate, but maybe like an hour later, sitting with that kind of thought, my eyes are closed. I was just laying in the bed. This must have been, I have no idea what time it was, maybe yesterday afternoon sometime. And my whole vision just went like bright white, just very, very bright light. And I'm not saying everyone would have, I'm just sharing my experience of what happened. I'm not saying if you go in there this will happen, but this is what happened to me. And this bright, it was so bright, and it was like my eyes are closed and I'm trying to close my eyes from it, and it's still not helping because it's so bright. I'm like, I can't, like, it's just getting brighter. What do I do? And I guess I just let it in. Just let it flow through me like a river. Instead of like keeping it there, just let it come in. And once I did that, my heart just calmed and everything just went just like peaceful. And I think that was the moment when I said, I laughed and I was like, so this is what balance feels like when you allowed love into yourself like that. This is the oneness, this is the peace and the balance that I was searching for. And I And, just hours earlier, I was thinking just how uncomfortable I was, just how difficult it was, but not distracting myself and leaning into all of that emotion, and to come out of the other side and just feel this wave of peace with myself is something that I just am so thankful for, because I feel like this time certainly enabled that. I don't know how I would have gotten to this point had I not been, not forced, but allowed myself to sit with myself in the way that I did, because I've never done that before. There's ways we trick ourselves into thinking that we are, but a lot of those, for me, a lot of the things I was doing were more potentially just illusion-based mental tricks. I think you're doing something instead of feeling. So we make all these things a mental game when the reality is really a feeling game. And I feel like I can feel a lot more now. I thought I could, but now I definitely can. And so for me, I was just, at the beginning, I said, this is really uncomfortable. Instead of blocking this out, which I can definitely do, could definitely do it, easy, I'm good at it. I'm instead just going to give myself the grace to feel into this as much as I can, and give myself the grace to know when it is the right time for me to step out, and not the same time that my mind said it was, or whatever time I ordained. I just said, this is a time for me to soften and give myself grace in a life where I've tried so hard to just push through everything. Let's release that. And so that was, for me, that was part of this too, was to say, like, I don't need to force something to make an image for myself or anyone else. And I've done that so much. And so it was actually a lot of courage for me to even think about coming out early at first. But it's the right time for me. I'm so thankful for the growth that I've got just in this short amount of time. It's amazing how long it feels when you sit with that discomfort for what feels like an eternity, but it's really just, no matter how long it is, it's really just a blink in the scheme of things. So yeah, it would have been easier to just go in, pretend like I'm feeling into that stuff, and just kind of not. But I'm just so thankful that I allowed myself to feel into that discomfort and not hide from it anymore.